I want to share a few words, and I haven't been on here for a little while, but it's Rosh Chodesh Iyar. As many of us know, it's a new month, a new moon, and this month is a very special month packed with lots of good for us, especially in the realm of healing, which the whole world knows we can use now and that we need it. So I want to jump right in and share a few teachings, starting with some of the teachings of the Bnei Yissaschar. Okay, so we're going to get into Bnei Yissaschar for this month and share with you a few of the ideas that he brings here. They're all pretty awesome. And all of this learning is dedicated to the refuah, the healing of all of Israel, anyone who's sick and needs healing, and all of the world. We should see great strides in healing in the world on every level from now on. So the Bnei Yissaschar comes to bring some teachings about this month, starting by saying that this month it's a special month connected to healing. And it says that really, says the Bnei Yissaschar, really any weakness that a person has comes in almost every single case, it comes from the place that really the food that they're eating is not really fitting for them. And he says in this month, so why is that connected to this month bringing healing? In this month, this is the month when the manna started to fall. When the Jews left Egypt, they left and they basically had nothing with them. And this manna fell from heaven. They lived off of this. And this wasn't normal food. The manna from heaven was food that really brought perfect balance to every single person. And so this is a symbol of, it's not only a symbol, it's a reality of this month, that this healing food came down from heaven. It's called it's referred to in Tehillim as Lechem Abirim, which basically it's expounded in Yoma. It's Lechem HaNivla Be'evarim, that any part, any organ, limb, section of our body, whatever it needed, the manna went to that place and brought it to a perfect balance. And there was no sickness, there was no pain, and this is in the schut of this month that we're going into now. So all of the healing, there's like a nature in this month itself, which is connected to balance and connected to healing. So blessing us all to really connect to that and to come to our true balance, ourselves, our loved ones, everyone around us, the whole world. We should see big chidushim, see big, new understandings of balance and living it. So we're going to go on and say that another name for this month, it's called Iyar, and it's also called Chodesh Ziv. Ziv means like a brilliance, a shining light. So he brings this really beautiful teaching, which is really a Bnei Yissaschar type of a teaching, which says that, it says in the Mechilta, the Parshat Beshalach, say the sages that the Torah was only given to those who ate the those who ate this manna from heaven. So this month, the month of Iyar, is leading up to the month of Sivan. The month of Sivan is when we receive the Torah. So this month is a preparation to receive the Torah. And the preparation that really made us worthy and ready to receive the Torah was the eating of the manna. So the teaching that the Bnei Yissaschar brings here is really beautiful. He says we have from the Sefer Yetzirah that every single month is connected to a Hebrew letter. And the month of Iyar is connected to the letter Vav, straight line. And the month of Sivan, the month after this month, is connected to the letter Vav, the letter Zayin, which is the next letter in order in the alphabet. So he says that basically this month of eating the manna, which is the Vav is like a connector letter from above to below, a straight line from above to low. We connected it. We connected to our source, to our balance, to our refuah in this month in preparation to receive the Torah. Then the month of receiving the Torah is Zayin. And so these two letters put together actually spell this word, Ziv, which is this month is meant to be, it's also called this month is also called Ziv. So basically the Torah is connected to those who eat the man, which comes down in this month of Iyar. And so this month, therefore, is called this month of this shining light, which literally is connected to the letters this month, connected to the next month. And literally, it's a hint at the fact that this month is in preparation for the next month to be able to receive the Torah. Okay, moving forward to the next idea. I love this one also. He says that if you look at the word itself, the word of the month, how you spell the word ER is Aleph, Yud, Yud, Resh, right? So these letters are the Rashi Tevot, the first letters of four names of some of our great grandparents: Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, and Rachel. That's Aleph, Yud, Yud, and Resh. So Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov and Rachel. The first letter of each one of their names spells out the name of this month, ER. And these great forefathers and mother that we have are the four legs of the Merkava. And in this sense that we're preparing for receiving the Torah. So how do we really prepare to receive the Torah? Is by really fixing our midot, fixing our character traits, working on ourselves, becoming a true vessel to go to higher levels, to be clear, to be clean, and to be able to receive. And so the greatest example of this is our great grandparents, Abraham, Yitzhak, Isaac, Yaakov, and Rachel. And so in the merit of their high level, then we can receive the Torah. And we also start in this month, in this time, right around this time, we're starting to learn Pirkei Avot on the long summer Shabbat afternoons. So we move into learning Pirkei Avot, which is basically teachings that really give us direction and teachings and really healing in the realm of our midot, in the realm of our character traits. So basically, the name of the month itself is also alluding to the fact that we're connected to our great grandparents, who are an example of who we really could be, who we really should be, and building ourselves, clearing ourselves out, making ourselves a real vessel to receive the great light of the Torah, which is coming in the next month. Okay, a little bit more I want to share. It says that also in this month, the bear was given to Israel when we left Egypt. So we had nothing with us, basically. It was very basic. We just left, and everyone needs to drink water. And in the merit of Miriam Haniviyah, in the merit of Miriam, there was a well that followed us throughout all the time that we were in the desert. And it started in this month. It started in the month of Iyar. And Miriam's well is it's water, and water is connected to Torah. Water is a symbol of Torah, and water it gives us the ability to really understand things on a higher level. Like the Torah is a level of understanding things on a higher level. So it's this beautiful story that he brings. The Bnei Yissaschar brings a story saying that our teacher, the Arizal, went with his students, and they went on a boat in the Kinneret. They went on the boat in the Sea of Galilee, and he went out to a certain point in the sea, and he gave of his students some water from the Sea of Galilee for them to drink. And he said that from this it should give them an understanding heart and an understanding mind to really understand the secrets of the Torah from drinking this water from the well. So this month is just packed. It's packed with a great, unbelievable light in terms of being able to come to balance, in terms of being able to come to receive something much greater than we know of ourselves, to come into ourselves, our true authentic selves. And this brings me to one other thing that I want to share. It comes up here. That is one of my favorite letters, and that I want to just read you this letter. And it's a letter written by Rav Menachem Mendel of Vitebsk, Zichrono Livracha, Tzadik Livracha. Today happens to be his yortzeit also, so light a candle in the merit of the Vitebsker. We should really come to our true selves. We should really return to our true selves, and we know our tradition tells us that returning to our true selves is really returning to Eretz Yisrael, returning to literally to Eretz Yisrael, and returning also to who we really are, building the Mishkan. So we need to build a home for Hashem. So as we all know now in these times, we're just us, down to the most simple place in ourselves. We are just who we are, no matter what we do. We can't get away from ourselves. We're always with ourselves, and our innermost part of ourselves is our heart, and we need to build a Mishkan in our heart to have this connection that is the highest connection to who we truly are, and serve Hashem, give Hashem nachas from this place. So the Vitebsker Rebbe came to Israel when the times were very, very difficult to come here, to even get here, and also to live here. The conditions were terribly difficult, and he had students and community that were still living outside of Eretz Yisrael, and he wrote them this following letter that I'm going to read to you now. And this, I think it's a, loose translation. It was a beautiful letter that he wrote. He says, "In response to my heart and in answer to all who ask or seek to make a dwelling for their holy soul in the Holy Land, here is information to know and to be made known concerning the land of Israel. What exactly is this land? In the Midrash Socher Tov, our rabbis explain the words, Hashem, you desire your land. It says in Tehillim, Hashem examines the land closely again and again, searching it out and watching until its inhabitants' deeds are desirable. Be aware that many transformations and developments will unfold within and around every person who is brought to the land until they are established there and come to, quote-unquote, desire her, the land stones, and find her dust pleasing. It says in Tehillim, to cherish even her ruins and to be satisfied with modest sustenance, it says in Proverbs. And it's not meant for thin-skinned people, and it's not in only one day, not in 2 days, nor in a month, or not in a year, but rather it takes many days until the days of absorption are over, and until they, the newcomers, have an integrated life. And then they will dwell forever before Hashem, as it is written, one man after another was born in it, it says in Tehillim. From this verse, our sages learn that whoever approaches the holiness of the land has to start life all over again, new, returning to birth, progressing through nursing, infancy, maturing to childhood, and so on until face to face they come to see the land, and the person's soul becomes attached to the soul of the land. Concerning what it is written about his learning is in his hand, those character traits which may have been habitual to a person are not necessarily established upon arrival here in the land of Israel. One's mind will actually be torn, shattered, with no way to turn or rest. It becomes as if a person is ascending to the heavens and then plunging to the depths below like a boat that is tossed and torn at sea. And the newcomer bothers other people with his or her problems, concerns, deeds, and behaviors. The Torah mitzvos of Hashem can't truly be acquired until the person can praise the land and Hashem Yisbarach shows his countenance. The person will find repose and peace. This process doesn't take any specific length of time. It lasts a different amount of time for every individual, according to one's needs, development, and according to the root of each soul. In light of all this, therefore, whoever decides to approach this inner holiness should not only prepare themselves for everything that is mentioned here, but should also understand that the very depths of their being, that they have the strength to withstand all of these things. Every individual who attempts to settle in the land of Israel should be aware that at least through this process, most of their character traits will be fixed, and they will eventually gain mastery over themselves. Then every person will make a steadfast progress, and, heeding the counsel of the great advisors amongst us, will dwell securely and peacefully. So that's the beautiful letter of the Vitebsker. And I wanted to bring that now, partially because it's his Yortzeit today, and also because, in these times, this is the time, also this month, the month of Iyar is called Chodesh Ziv, because the land is just blossoming. I wish I could share with you my courtyard here with the trees and the flowers, everything blooming and blossoming. It's unbelievable. Maybe I'll do a little courtyard walkthrough coming up next week to show you the unbelievable, beautiful blossoming and the blossoming of the land. And I personally have lived here for, thankfully, over 20 years. And it really, this letter really resonates with me. And it has the whole time. Luckily, my good friend Judy Brott showed me this letter when I first came and first met her way back when. And I love this letter because it's so true. A person who really, wants to come to their true self and their true authentic self, has to return, has to come back. And the process of moving to Israel, I'm sure a lot of people who are stuck outside of Israel now are feeling like they wish they could be in Israel right now. And this is for a reason, because we really want to be who we really truly are. You know, we want to come back to our true authentic selves. And Israel provides for that. And like I said in the beginning, so every single person has inside of their heart Israel. They have the Mishkan, and we live with it inside of us. There's that level, and we need to work on that level always. But the actual literal experience of coming to Israel, of being in Israel, of going through the process of what it's like to have things not necessarily be easy and feel like I have to start over and feel like I have to start over again and feel like even though I might have already graduated in Ivy League college, that I'm learning the Aleph Bet. I don't even know the language, and I need to connect with people in a new way culturally and find my place and find my friends and find my community and my own character traits wherever they were when I came here. They need to be taken apart, put back together, and built up to a whole new level, something that I never could have imagined. And I can say from my own personal experience, it's been an awesome experience. It continues to be, and I feel very blessed, and I'm welcoming everyone as soon as it's possible to come. Come, you're invited. You can come here. We'll welcome you. We're waiting for you with open arms, with a lot of love, with a lot of encouragement. It's worth it. And in the meantime, while we're still waiting and yearning to come back to Eretz Yisrael, so we can do this inner work of returning to our true selves from the inside, from our heart, because everyone has this inside of their heart. And if we listen truthfully to what our hearts are saying to us, we will come back. We'll come back, and we'll be together. We'll come into Achdut. So in the schut of the newness of this month, and the schut of coming into the time of receiving the man and the manna and receiving the healing of this month, the world should see great healing, each of us individually, our families, our friends, people we know, people we don't know, our communities, the whole world. We should hear beautiful, amazing news this month where we're seeing that things are coming around, that the work that we're doing is not for nothing, and that really, truly, like the Vitebsker says, that we can come to dwell in peace, in an unbelievable, beautiful serenity, a level of connection, which so beautifully, this month preparing us to receive the Torah, that great light that's giving us the guidance that we all need. So good Shabbos, good Chodesh. Thanks for joining. All the best.